Welcome to the Memory Bank, where we bring Star Wars stories to life. Today we're diving into the Ewoks Hand-Gliding Adventure, a classic 1984 storybook featuring our favorite furry heroes from Return of the Jedi. So sit back, relax, and join the Ewoks as they set out on a brand new adventure.
One windy fall morning, three Ewoks were playing in a field near their village. "It's a perfect day for hang gliding," said Teebo. "Looks like stormy weather to me," said Nisa. "Besides, the Harvest Festival is almost here. We have chores to do this afternoon." "We'll be back in plenty of time," said Wicket. "You're just scared, Nisa." "No, I'm not," said Nisa. "You can go hang gliding if you want. I'm staying here." Wicket and Teebo went off to get their hang gliders. Then they walked up to the edge of a high cliff. "Ready, set, go!" shouted Wicket. The two friends jumped off the edge of the cliff. "Whee!" called Teebo as the wind caught them both and lifted them into the sky. "We're flying!" cried Wicket. Wicket and Teebo glided happily through the air, sometimes soaring high above the trees. Soon they were quite far from home. Then suddenly the sky grew dark and storm clouds appeared. The wind turned cold and began to howl. It blew Teebo and Wicket around and around. "Don't fly so far away!" cried Teebo. "Wait for me!" "I can't help it!" shouted Wicket. "The wind is too strong!" A big gust of wind blew Wicket around and down until he landed with a thump on the forest floor. As he struggled to his feet, there was a loud thunderclap. Lightning split the sky and rain came pouring down. Wicket saw a narrow opening in a rocky wall nearby. It was the entrance to a cave, and he dashed inside to get out of the rain. It was dark and spooky in the cave. Wicket sat down against a wall feeling lonely and a little scared. "I hope Teebo is all right wherever he is," he thought. Just then a dark figure appeared at the entrance to the cave. Who's there?" called Wicket, his voice shaking. "It's Teebo," called a scared voice. "You're safe," cried Wicket. "I'm so glad." "But what are we going to do, Wicket?" asked Teebo. "We're lost and I'm afraid, and I'm hungry too." "So am I," said Wicket. "When the rain stops we can go exploring." The two friends sat in the cave and listened to the falling rain. "I wonder what Nisa is doing now," said Wicket. "She's probably eating lunch," said Teebo mournfully. Back in the village, everyone was getting ready for the Harvest Festival. Some Ewoks were cooking. Others, like Nisa, were weaving baskets. Wicket was supposed to be scouting for nuts and berries. Teebo should have been chopping wood. Only Nisa knew why they were not around. "I hope they're having fun hang gliding while we're hard at work," she grumbled to herself. Logray, the medicine man, was busy stirring something in a pot. "I hope Wicket is off getting me those berries I need," he said to Nisa, "and I wonder where Teebo is. I haven't heard his axe this afternoon." Then it began to rain in the village. "Maybe Wicket and Teebo are caught in the storm," thought Nisa. "They'd better hurry back here before they're missed. I wish I could send them a message." Then, as she noticed some smoke rising from an Ewok hut nearby, Nisa got an idea. Far from the village, the rain finally ended. Wicket and Teebo left the cave and walked through the forest, hoping to find their way home. "I just can't figure out where we are," said Wicket. "Nisa was right," said Teebo. "We shouldn't have gone hang gliding." "Maybe we'll be able to see our village from a hill," said Wicket. The two friends set out carrying their broken gliders on their backs. They walked through the forest and crossed at the top of a hill. When Wicket and Teebo looked around, they saw some smoke in the distance. "Look, a fire," said Teebo. "Do you think it's in our village?" Wicket looked at the smoke carefully. "Those are smoke signals," he said, "and they are from our village." "Come home now," read the two friends together. "It must be a message from Nisa," said Teebo. "Let's follow the smoke," said Wicket. "It will lead us home." The two Ewoks trudged through miles of forest and meadow, always in the direction of the smoke signals. As twilight fell, they came to the top of another hill and looked down. There was the village. "Home sweet home," they sighed. The first place Wicket and Teebo went to was Nisa's hut. Nisa hugged them both. "Did you see my smoke signals?" she asked. "Yes, and thank you, Nisa. You got us out of a real jam," said Teebo. "Nisa, remember when I said you were too scared to go hang gliding?" asked Wicket. "I certainly do," said Nisa. "Well, I'm sorry," said Wicket. "You were right about the storm." "Thanks," said Nisa. "Now you owe me a favor." "Anything," said Wicket and Teebo. "You can do the rest of my chores for the Harvest Festival tomorrow," Nisa said. "And I'll never tell the others that you were playing instead of working today," Nisa said. "Well, all right," said Wicket. "Is there anything to eat?" asked Teebo. "I'm so hungry." "How about some bread and jam?" said Nisa. She took the food out of the cupboard. Now this is the kind of jam I like, said Tibo, and the three friends sat down to a delicious meal.
Thank you for joining me in the memory bank today for the Ewoks Hand-Gliding Adventure read-along. I hope you enjoyed this unique adventure featuring the Ewoks. If you did, please don't forget to use the Force on the YouTube algorithm and subscribe, and hit the notification bell for further exploration and deep dives into the Star Wars universe. May the Force be with you, and until next time, keep discovering the stories that make the galaxy far, far away so special.